Hello. There's a lot of time sitting in the car, going nowhere. These days there's so much traffic here. In Ghana, there's so much traffic. On this stretch of the road works. They went and dug everywhere. They're trying to build a flyover. So this roundabout I'm heading towards is a serious bottleneck. Anyway, how are you? I hope you're keeping well as usual, and you're keeping God close to your heart. Okay? All right. So I have a question. Maybe it's going to be two questions. I'm asking on behalf of a friend. Right. You see, like, we're here in Africa. We live in Africa. Africa has its own customs. Africa has its own traditions. And I'm going to talk about how to address older people. Anyone who is, even if it's 1 year older than you, how to address people who are older. We seem to have forgotten a lot of this. We've lost a lot of these kind of traditions. When growing up, when you're a younger sister or a younger brother, you call your sister or your brother, in Lingala we say Yaya, which is older. My older, Yaya. And then with modern days, it's shortened to Ya. Ya Maggie, Ya Monique, Ya Beatrice, Ya Bernard, Ya Maurice. You find that in most African countries, we tend to call people auntie, uncle, mommy, daddy, grandpa, grandma. It doesn't mean that, no, maybe you feel like they are calling you old, but it's not that. It's just a sign of respect. We find that here we find some people, some friends, they don't like to be called mommy. They don't like to be called auntie. They don't want to be called. They want to be called by their names. But growing up, you never called anyone by their first name who is older. You hear some young people call you by your first name. It's like, especially in Europe. But to be fair, like in the UK, it's catching up. Our children went to school where everybody was on first name basis. Like I was trying to say, that in the UK, they're actually catching up on African children calling older people auntie. This is most common practice, is auntie. You know, I brought up my children to call everyone auntie and uncle. It doesn't mean that they become their uncle or they become their blood auntie. It's just a sign of respect. So initially, the school didn't get it, but slowly, children from other countries, they started also understanding that, yeah, there's a difference in the way you address someone who is older than you. There's a difference, you know. Those who are more open, they do actually, like my children's friends, they'll call me auntie, you know. So when we come here, we came back to Africa now, and then we hear people call us auntie, mommy. Some people get offended. I'm not your mommy, I'm not your auntie. So these are the kind of things that we have to learn while we're in Africa. It doesn't mean that you become their auntie. It doesn't mean that you become their uncle, you know. So it's just a sign of respect. So this is what I wanted to say. What do you think? Is it all right to call older people who are clearly older than you by their first name? Is it okay? Or you can adapt and not take offense if someone is calling you auntie, uncle, daddy, mommy. And if you accept it, why do you accept it? All right? Okay. Right. The second question that I'm asking on behalf of a friend is, have you noticed how the young people, they hit on older people, like older women? Have you noticed? I don't know whether it's the same way for older men, where younger women, I don't even know the terms, I don't know the word to use, where the older men are being approached by young girls. Is it also your reality as an older man? Do young girls come to you, approach you, want to make out with you? Or is it something to do with just women? I'm saying that because a few months back, just on this stretch of the road, someone was trying to pick me up from the road. I'm not even joking. I'm not even joking. I might play a little bit clip of that. I'm not even joking. So why is it that nowadays, I'm talking about young men because that is what I've experienced and what I know. So let the men say their own, give their own experience or share their own experience. Why is it that nowadays young men, they are so bold in approaching older women? Some women are older, like much older, like they could be your grandmother, you know, they could be your mother, even in some cases maybe great grandmother, and the young boys approach them. They want to be their friends, they want to go out with them, they want them to become their girlfriends. Why is it like that? Is it a sign of times? Why? I don't know. Why have you become so bold in approaching older people, older women, clearly older than you? Why have you become so bold? If you see no problem in going out with a younger person, can you tell us why? No judgment here. I'm just asking, I'm just trying to understand, because these kind of things were not very common before, but now it's become like so common. You see younger people wanting to go out with the older people, and older people come to Africa and they want to go out with younger people, whereas where we come from, especially for the women, is frowned upon. Can you just answer this question on behalf of my friend? Why do we choose to go out with younger people, and why do younger people choose to go out with older people? It's just a question. I'm just curious, and I'm asking on behalf of a friend. I'm asking the question on behalf of a friend. Why do you, young person, a young man, want to go out with an older woman? There's nothing wrong with that. It's something that has happened for generation to generation, where people go out with younger people than them. But it's more common with the men than with the women. So why do we go out, or we choose to go out with younger people? Why? Don't get me wrong, you could be very happy in your relationship, but I'm just asking because it's become so common. It's become so common. I'm just trying to understand what is the attraction? What makes people want to go out with people clearly younger or older than them. What is it? Is it a matter of preference? Growing up here, one person here and there, one couple here and there, older, very much older man, which is very common, and then much older woman, you know. But now it's become so common. That's what I'm asking. Anyway, yeah. So answers, please. Yeah, that young man was trying to pick me up from the road. I want to be your friend. You want to be my friend? There's nothing wrong having younger friends, older friends. If it's just friendship, yes. But most of the case, people are trying to make friends with older people. For what? Is it for benefits? Is it for financial benefits? What is it? Why do we become attracted to older people? I'm asking for a friend. Peace. Be good, be kind always.